LGBTQ or LGBTQ plus? Why all the fuss about a plus? The National Lesbian Gay Journalists Association recently shared that moving forward, the organization is adding a plus sign to LGBTQ to, quote, reflect the many identities that make up our growing community, end quote. It will now be known as NLGJA, the Association of LGBTQ plus Journalists. Adding the plus is a sign of our inclusion in our community for all those that aren't covered by LGBTQ. Some would argue that is what the Q represents. The use of the word queer as all-encompassing is commendable because if someone is just caught in the middle of where they are on the rainbow spectrum, L, G, B, or T, identifying as queer is an appropriate alternative. Others go beyond using Q and plus, opting for LGBTQIA+. The I is for intersex and the A is for asexual. Then there is another option, more conspicuous, less prevalent, but adding to the representative inclusion, LGBTQ2, the two for two spirits. In its statement as to why they're adding the plus, NLGJA said, we realize that adding a plus may not go far enough for some of our members and colleagues, but be assured that this change is more than surface level, end quote. According to the well-respected The Center in New York City, the plus is, quote, used to signify all of the gender identities and sexual orientations that letters and words cannot yet fully describe, such as non-binary, end quote. I gotta say, reading all those letters, it was all I could do to hold my tongue and not go M-O-U-S-E. But in all seriousness, I won't go into that CD shuffle that went off in my brain of this old lesbian singing in Duffy's day, we were straight or gay. You know, I'm willing to put up with all the letters. I know what it's like to be excluded. I'm sure everybody sitting around this table knows what it's like to be excluded in some way, shape, or form. I'll deal with the alphabet soup of all of this. You know, hopefully it won't get too unwieldy, but even if it does, we'll figure out how to shorten it or what. Maybe we just go to the word queer. I don't know.
Well, you know, here at Queer News Tonight, always ahead of the curve. We've been on the positive side of the plus sign for the last couple of years that I've had the privilege of being an anchor. So hashtag trendsetters.
I love that. I mean, I think it's all about inclusivity, right? That is like, and I like the way that the story here frames it around plus as kind of making room for all sorts of people. Because I mean, a lot of people, for very good reasons, tend to have a particular relationship to the word queer. That is for a lot, you know, for many people of a particular generation especially, but not only. For them, it triggers a lot of really violent and really difficult stories. So that is to not impose. I mean, they had a similar kind of discussion with the use of Latinx in the Latino community and Latina community and so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, I understand some of these things because it's like in the Spanish language, for example, really does require somebody to be either feminine or masculine by use of its pronouns. And it really does exclude a whole, you know, a whole group of people who may not identify as either. And I identify as a Latino, but when I'm talking about people who are not me, I feel really comfortable saying Latinx. I think we are all, if we're a community that's really invested in diversity and inclusivity, absolutely we're good with this. Yeah.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out television network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.